We have a few minutes before I get the camera adjusted. So if you can see the stove, and bring it a little bit closer. Maybe if I go down a little bit. I see why I came on early. My son's coming over in a few days, and he's going to give me a better setup. All right. Okay, that looks good. So, how is everybody today? We are going to make one of my favorites, garlic shrimp pasta. And in just a few minutes, I'll tell you everything. How is everyone today? Good, I hope. It's been a busy day for me, I'll tell you. I've been out shopping and everything, and come back and making my niece a little surprise. Oops, one of my nieces. And my Old Bay seasoning, I just sat up there so I could show you. And this is live. It fell behind the stove. So I'll have to have my hubby pull the stove out after, get my Old Bay seasoning. I wanted to show you what it looked like. Oh well, it figures. Are you in there, Rick? Yeah. I just dropped my Old Bay seasoning behind the stove. So afterward, I'm gonna have to pull it out. Okay. One more minute, everybody. Because I did tell everybody too. No, I was just going to show them what the container looked like. But I guess I can't. No, I don't think we're going to have enough time. I could be warming up my pan. Okay. Countdown. I thought I'd just put on a little Christmas sweater. Hubby says all bah humbug. Yeah, I went all over trying to look for Kraft caramels and I can't find them anywhere. So when I got home, told hubby that. He went in the other direction to see if he could find me some. Nobody has them. So instead he brought me back a nice lunch. So that was really nice of him. Okay, everybody. It's now 2 o'clock. We can start. Like I said, I'm going to make a shrimp, a garlic shrimp pasta. And the pasta we're using, I saved the box so I could show you, is on Linquini. We're going to mix it with the Linquini, okay? And the directions are on the back of the box. What I did to save time, I already cooked it. And like I said, this is 2 pounds because I have to make a whole bunch. And I know it seems like a lot, but it's going to go fast. Okay, what you're first going to do is clean your shrimp, okay? Now I've already cleaned my shrimp, and let me just take one out so I can show you. A lot of times you can find shrimp where it's already sliced, and you clean the little black vein out of it, okay? And if it's not, you just take a knife and you make a slit right here. And then under running water, you can just remove the vein, okay? You want to make sure your shrimp's nice and clean, and then you want to dry it, all right? Now you can either do it in the frying pan or spread it out and do it on the counter. Make sure each side gets a little bit of salt and pepper on it, and I use kosher salt. And then, I'm sorry, I would show you, I had set it up here, but I just knocked it a couple minutes ago behind the stove. It's a container, and it's called Old Bay seasoning. All right? And for each couple pounds of shrimp, you want to use about a couple teaspoons of that. You want to coat both sides. Now again, you can do it in the frying pan or you can do it both sides on the counter, whichever you prefer. All right, we're going to start off and put a couple teaspoons of oil in your pan. Let that start getting warmed up. Okay, and then you're going to add a couple teaspoons of butter, unsalted. Okay, turn that up. That all melted. Now shrimp does not take long to cook. And I'll show you the color, what it looks like when it's time to turn it over. You don't want to overcook your shrimp because then what happens, it gets like rubber. Alright, so that's gotten nice to hot. So let me just dump the rest of the shrimp in. What I did was I cooked up most of the shrimp so you didn't have to just stand here and watch me cook shrimp. Alright, and this is what it looks like when it's all cooked. Can you see that? Alright, so I'm doing a total of 4 pounds. Alright, so spread it all out real good in the pan. And then when it starts turning opaque, then you want to flip it over and do the other side. Make sure you spread them out good so they have room to cook. Like I said, don't overcook them. And you'll know because the color will start changing on them. You see what they look like right now. Okay. Yes, even with the seasoning on it, you're still going to be able to tell it. And I have one just about ready. And I'll show you. Alright, now see how that's starting to turn and turn and get more white? So we're going to flip that right over. And that's what I'm going to do to the rest of the pieces. Flip them right over. It's a very easy, a very quick dish. That's all we did was salt and pepper each side. And I used, for about 2 pounds of shrimp, you figure about 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning per pound of shrimp. And in the pound, I got about 37 shrimp. So I got like 148 pieces all together because I'm doing 4 pounds. Alright, it's just about done already. Time I get this flipped over, it'll be time to take out the other pieces. Okay, now see how that looks? That's done. And you see, it does not take long at all. Okay, and throw it right over here in this bowl. And as pieces are done, I'm just going to throw them right in. I'm trying to save you guys time because I know you're awful busy too. So many things. So I'm trying to get everything all set and ready, but just showing you how to make it, how easy it is. Like I said, you don't really need to see me standing here frying up the whole 4 pounds of shrimp. Alright, let me lower my heat now. Don't put your shrimp in, but very important note, when you cook your pasta, the linguine, save out a couple cups of water per couple pounds of shrimp. So I'm doing 4 pounds, so I saved out 4 cups of the pasta water. Because after I put the cream and the cheese and everything in it, I'm going to use that pasta water to help loosen it up. Okay? Alright, out they come. Now you want to make sure you clean your shrimp really good. First thing you do is peel the shells off it. And then, like I said, if it doesn't have the slit in it here, then you want to make a slit in it with a knife. Alright? Clean it really well. Remove the black veins and stuff. Put it on a towel. Make sure it's dry. Salt and pepper each side. Put your Old Bay seasoning on it. Alright, now, let me lower this. And this is my 4 pounds of shrimp. All seasoned and ready to go when it's time. So I'll set this over here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple more teaspoons of butter. I've got enough oil in there. Okay? We're going to dump our garlic in it. Can I get a little spatula? I'll be right back. Okay. Put your garlic in. Now remember, be careful with the garlic. I used 4 cloves of garlic, so like I said, I'm doing 4 pounds of shrimp. So for a couple pounds of shrimp, figure a couple large cloves of garlic, all right? And just mince it right up. And I had that all ready to go, all right? Give it like 30 seconds. With garlic, you have to be careful because you don't want to burn it. Okay, so that's all we did was put in a couple teaspoons of butter and the garlic. Now, we're going to add the heavy cream. I'm using 2 cups, but for 2 pounds of shrimp, you want to use 1 cup of heavy cream, okay? And then just stir that around. And then, well, that's doing its thing. I used Kraft Parmesan cheese. I used about a cup per 2 pounds, so I'm using a couple of cups, all right? Let me get my whisk. But see, and turn up the fire a little bit. But see, there's nothing to it. That's all we did. After you peeled your shrimp and cleaned it good and dried it, salt and pepper each side. Put your Old Bay seasoning on both sides of it. Put a little olive oil, a couple teaspoons, in your pan, along with a couple teaspoons of butter, and cook it on both sides. Remove the shrimp. Set it in a bowl, plate, or something until you're ready for it. Then you're going to put a couple teaspoons more of butter in with a little 2 teaspoons of olive oil if it needs it. And a couple cloves of minced garlic. Let that cook for about 40 seconds, and then add a cup of your heavy cream. Now we can go ahead and dump in the Parmesan cheese. You want a cup of that, and I'm only using, you figure 1 cup for 2 pounds of shrimp, and I'm using a couple of cups. All right? And like I said, you want to save that pasta water because that's going to help loosen this up when it gets cooking. Can everybody see how that's starting to look? It's almost ready. It's a very quick dish, and I'm telling you, it's a very delicious. Oh my God, it's so good. I think it's got to be one of my all-time favorites. I got to have it at least once a month. Okay, now we can add in our pasta water. Now I'm making a lot, so I know it looks like a lot. Thing is to find a big enough vessel to get everything all in. And trust me, that's going to be just the right amount of liquid, okay? Now we're going to take our pasta, which I'm using the linguine, and we're going to throw this right in. I'm doing it like this because I'm not sure how much I'm going to get into this 13.5-inch cast iron. Okay, just move that around in. And it'll keep thickening up. You're going to add your shrimp in last because, like I said, you don't want to overcook it. You don't want it like rubber. I feel like sometimes I'm feeding an army here. Just keep throwing it right in there as much as I can keep fitting in the pan. If you wanted to, you could even add a little bit more Parmesan cheese in. You know, it's what you like. Okay, it's getting there. And then after this part, I'm going to dump it into a big bowl. And then we'll throw the shrimp in it. And then if you wanted to, you could use, if you wanted to make it even prettier in appearance, you could add some chopped up fresh parsley in it. But I don't have any fresh parsley, so I'm just going to throw in a little bit of parsley flakes, just to give it a little more color. Guess what? I'm getting the whole 2 pounds in. And that's all there is to this. Anybody out there? Any questions? That's almost ready. Just keep mixing it all up in there good and with the heavy cream and the Parmesan cheese. And then we got that nice delicious butter and the minced garlic cloves. And I'm telling you, if you make this dish, you won't be sorry. And it's very, very easy. All right, now let me move you over towards the counter because we're going to put it in the bowl and we're going to get everything all mixed in together. All right, let's see. Push back a little bit. I guess you should be able to see okay there. All right. Okay, let me set this here for a minute. Wow. I'm used to it being vertical. Now all of a sudden I'm like horizontal, and let me see if I can, maybe if I bring it down a little bit. I'll be glad when my son comes over here soon. He's going to get me a whole different setup, thank God. All right, let's see. Hopefully I didn't lower it too low. Now maybe I can bring you closer. Okay, I think you can see there good. Okay, yeah, all right, you can see. All right, let me get my bowl. Now you see at the bottom of the bowl, I got my 4 pounds of shrimp, okay? We're gonna dump this right in it. And when you dump, make sure you dump away from yourself so you don't get burnt, okay? And in it goes. Okay, get something to scrape this with. Slide this over so you can see. Oh, it smells so good. All right, let me just put this back over on the stove for now. Get my tongs. Okay. Now you just take and mix that shrimp right in with it. Now see how that sauce, can you see how that sauce is really clinging to the noodles? I'll try to bring you over in a second so you can get a good look. Let me just throw a little parsley in there. See how it dresses it up appearance-wise? Okay, I'm going to take you off this holder so you can get a good look. Can you see that okay? All right. Can you see how the sauce is really clinging to it? I'm telling you, this is so delicious. Hey, that's all you do. I'm just stirring up, getting that shrimp from the bottom mixed in through the noodles. And that's it, everyone. Now you see how simple, easy, and quick it is. All right. Well, you all have a great evening, and you all take care, and God bless you. Bye-bye.